Hello everyone, welcome back. So now we're going to discuss the kinds of climate that we have in the world. So we have 9 types of climate or 9 kinds of climate. First one, we have the polar climate. Polar climate, they occur close to the pole. Polar climate, they occur close to the pole. Then we have tropical climate. Tropical climate which have the wet and the dry climate. Suppose this is the climate, the equator. So tropical climate, they occur close to the equator. Then they have 2 types of climate. They have the wet climate and the dry climate. Then we have a temperate climate. Temperate climate, they occur close to the tropics. Remember, we have a tropic of Cancer somewhere here. So temperate climate occur close to the tropics. Then continental climate. Continental climate is usually in the northern hemisphere, because in the southern hemisphere we don't have a large continent. So continental climate is only in the northern hemisphere. A tundra climate. Tundra climate, they are also in the northern hemisphere, close to the poles. Then the next one, we have a desert. There you have a desert climate. You have a desert climate even here, even there. So this is the largest climate in the largest desert in the world. Then it's semi-desert. Semi-desert, they are close to the large desert. So these semi-desert, they are usually called a border of the desert. So they are close to the real deserts. Then Mediterranean. Mediterranean, there Cape Town have a Mediterranean climate. Also Australia have a Mediterranean climate. Then last one, we have subtropical climate. Subtropical climate, they occur at the east coast of the continent. They occur at the east coast of the continent. So now let's discuss those climates one by one, starting with the tropical climate. They occur between the equator at 25 degrees north and 25 degrees south of the equator. So this tropical climate, they are close to the equator. They have high temperature and high rainfall. Remember, places that are close to the equator, they have high temperature, so they also have high rainfall. The main vegetation is rainforest. The main vegetation is rainforest because they have lots of rain. That is why even the vegetation here, they are very tall. So the main vegetation is called rainforest. Tropical climates have 2 types of climate. They have wet climate and dry tropical climate. Let's discuss those in detail. We have wet tropical climate. They occur in places close to the equator. They occur in places close to the equator. The temperature is small and have high rainfall. So this tropical climate, or this wet tropical climate, they are close to the equator. They have small temperature but high rainfall. That is why we have this long vegetation or long trees in those areas. So this is like the rainforest. Average rainfall, or the average yearly rainfall, is 2000 millimeter per year. So this is the amount of rain that the wet tropical area receive per year. They have an average of 2000 millimeter of rainfall. Then next we have a dry tropical. This one, they are close to the tropics. They have a wet and a dry season, meaning there is a time where they have a high rainfall and the time where they have less or no rainfall. Most of the rain falls in wet season. Most of the rainfall in wet season, because they have two seasons, dry season and wet season. But if you look on the picture, this is the wet season. You can see that the area is very dry. It means it's a wet season. Then we have subtropical climate. Subtropical climate is similar to the dry tropic. They are further from the equator, meaning they are away from the equator. They occur at the east coast of the continent, at the east side of the continent, at between 20 degrees north and 40 degrees south of the equator. They have summer and winter seasons. Winter temperature are 15 degrees Celsius, whereas summer temperature are 20 degrees Celsius. So we can say this area have warm summer and they have cool summer and warm winter. They have cool summer and warm winter. As you can say, 20 degrees is not very hot, and then 15 degrees as well is not very cold. So they have cool summer and warm winter. The average rainfall is about 1000 millimeter per year. 1000 millimeters per year. So this is the amount of rainfall that this area receives per year. So this is the end of our lesson. So we'll discuss more climate in the next video.